honest, there are two lights that every brand would always face. Is it the spotlight or the bad light? The question for a corporate brand is to always ask, are we in the right light in the view of the public? My name is Daniel, or many people call me Coach Daniel. Welcome to yet another interesting edition of Brand Sense. We just want to make brand sense. That's an issue that is generating a lot of controversy. You probably are aware of this. It all started while Nigerians were still trying to get used to Kwam 1, trying to digest it. August 10, precisely on a Sunday, there was an issue of a passenger on the flight of Ibom airline. Now, this passenger by the name Comfort Emanson, she took the flight from Uyo heading to Lagos, and while on board, she was told to put off her phone. She refused. Some other passengers intervened. She refused. Even the pilot on board was also really concerned. It took the intervention of another passenger to force the phone to be shut down. But that's just the side one of the whole story. They got to Lagos. She confronted the head hostess who asked her to put off the phone, and the whole basbos started. Let me just check this video and see the whole gist for yourself.
Did you me? I came with
This was your counter.
I came with whip. I came with whip.
She's hitting me. She is hitting me. She's hitting me. She was giving her slap left and right.
Who was slapping who?
She was slapping on the head. Strangled her like 5 times.
All right, I hope you saw that video. I don't know what is running through your mind, but let's put this issue where it's supposed to be. Let's have it as a discussion from corporate perspective, from branding, marketing, publishing perspective. And I feel so delighted to have on set this on this episode. Ekene, how are you doing?
I'm fine, Daniel. Hi, how are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Welcome to Brand Sense. And also being joined on this episode, Bolu. Hello, welcome to Brand Sense.
Hi.
Okay, now a lot to chew in this whole thing.
A lot.
Let's start with this. As a brand, where do you draw the line between managing an incident of this nature and ensuring that your image is not tarnished? In the case of Ibom, they had a lot at hand to ensure. You can see the video how they were trying to avoid the lady from causing further, just drama. But somehow it got to that extent. So as a brand, how do you draw the line between managing a matter of public concern as this and the reputation of your organization?
Okay, thank you, Daniel, again. So the truth is, so first of all, I know we've had this discussion in the office, everybody has an opinion. But like you said, we want to talk about it from the PR part of it. And I must commend Ibom Air for how swiftly they brought out their press statement to say their own side of the story and try to kind of control the narrative. But, one very amazing thing is that in this age of social media, the internet never forgets. Everybody has a phone, everybody's recording, everybody's doing something. You can only do so much, really, really, really. You can only do so much. However, we've seen that even in the process of Ibom Air trying to control the narrative, it seems like it's slipping from their hands because apparently the air hostess has also had, would I say, maybe not similar, but she has also had encounters with other passengers and people are beginning to speak up. Okay. So what I would say is training cannot be overemphasized. Crisis management training, issues management training, of course, before it develops a full-blown crisis is an issue first. People need to go on training. It's not just once. You need to regularly train. And I feel like, there can never be enough training anyway, unless if there's enough. I feel like when people go on these trainings over and over, it also helps with the way you handle these issues. Can this issue have been handled in a better way? Absolutely. Absolutely. But like I said, the airline can only do so much that, and well, where we are, and we're talking about it now. So training, training, guys,
So
training.
the takeaway from what you've said is the training, that we cannot overemphasize
Yes.
training. And I'll still come to you, but in a moment, let me come to Bolu. Now, what else do you think that Ibon Esh could have done better, or on the side of the, because this is about your customer now. We don't have record of how many times Comfort Emanson has traveled using Ibom Air. Has, she has patronized them, so to say. But this is someone who is your customer, and the matter got to an extent where Comfort is being whisked away. You could see how, that clothes was ripped off and all of that. So what else could Ibom Air have done? Do you think the situation was well managed to start with? Was it properly managed?
Thank you so much, Daniel. Ikini has said not all, but at least parts of what I would say. Um, yes, no customer is small or big or something. It doesn't matter if that's the first time she's patronizing them. She's still their customer. She's still their client. And I would want to ask one question. What if Comfort was not just a, I don't know, maybe an unsatisfied customer? Let me put it like that. What if she was a terrorist? Would they have handled it like that? Imagine a terrorist was on board, or I don't know, maybe somebody that was going to blow up everywhere. Would they have handled it like that?
You mean probably they would have done more?
I mean, would they have handled it the way they handled it? Imagine now the what's it called, the air hostess. I don't know how many times she has told her to, oh please madam, switch off your phone, but she refuses. I feel like as an air hostess, you deal with people every day. So I'm sure you've taken classes or trainings on people management. You should be able to know how to handle people, difficult people. I mean, we've handled difficult clients. You know how to just manage them. You know what they are saying is wrong at the time, but you know how to just maneuver your way. Okay, you're there at that moment. So you've seen that she has refused to do that, regardless. The next thing is you want to hand her over to authority, right? Why not just wait? Just like calm down.
But,
Wait.
but, but sorry for interrupting you. To be honest with the narrative now, in the case of Comfort, when she was told to turn off her phone, which she refused, and another passenger did, the whole flight went on smoothly until they got to Lagos,
And she
and she
attacked.
picked issue with this lady again. Of course, we saw the video how the lady was trying to stop her from exits, but adventure she wanted to, just to make sure that she's arrested. And but is it that there is more that the air hostess could have done in terms of courtesy that it's been, punctured now that we're seeing?
I think we're not seeing the whole full story. I'm not taking sides. Mind you, I am not taking sides. I am not taking sides of
So you're
the,
neither for Ibom
yeah,
nor
No,
for
no,
no.
no.
Comfort.
Yep,
But
yep.
I believe we're not seeing the whole picture. We don't know what happened.
Okay, we're not seeing the whole picture, but let's talk about the video that we saw.
Which of them? There are plenty.
A lot of videos.
There are a lot of videos. So which one?
Now the video, there's the video where she is the Lagos video now. When
Okay.
the Lagos video, starting from when the lady, the hair
When they dragged
hostess,
her off the plane,
where she was dragged off the
when she
plane,
was on the
where she
ground,
was at the tarmac,
when she was in the
where,
bus.
oh dear. So now let's talk about that whole journey
Yeah.
for Comfort. Now, for a customer, that's they always say that customer is right, customer is king. Now, this is a customer of Ibom Air now. Is there, does you think that she has a right, so to say, to still demand more level of treatment from the PR perspective now in the interest of Ibom Air?
While you were asking this question, I was thinking in my mind, there used to be this guy in our industry, his name is Dixon. I'm trying to remember. I can't remember his surname. I had this saying on the door: "Your customer is always right, even if they might be stupid."
Hmm.
So you know that this saying of "your customer is always right" always gives us a nonsense feeling of entitlement in Nigeria. So,
Okay.
like Bolu said, I'm not supporting anybody, but Nigerians were so entitled. Do you know that if she goes abroad, she will not try
She
it?
would not try that. She would definitely not try that. She would
In
comply.
Nigeria, and so let me even use myself as an example. In Nigeria, people walk on the road and throw things on the floor. When they go abroad, they will not throw anything on the floor. Why? Because there are consequences for actions taken. In Nigeria, there's almost no consequence. So what the whole authorities they are trying to do now is to use as a scapegoat, which unfortunately, I don't know whether to say is unfair or is fair, or I'm not going to dwell on that really. But because there are no consequences to actions, people feel like they can do whatever they want and get away with it. Really. Now, can this thing be managed or done better? Yes. Honestly. Honestly. It could have been. Me, I watch a lot of Oyibo movies. So they have negotiators now that will come. And do you understand? They have negotiators that would speak to the, like you mentioned, terrorists. They will speak to you on the phone. They will de-escalate the situation. They will speak to you, and then you even begin to release hostages. We all watch all those movies. Now you're blocking her from coming down from the aircraft. From the aircraft to the building is a distance. You've called security. You already know what she's wearing. You didn't even need to block her. Let her come down. A group of you can be following behind her. Before she claims her baggage, they would arrest her.
But
Is it not the same security that you want to arrest her?
now it's becoming clearer now, and you may want to find out, or could it be that the air hostess herself did not at that moment have confidence in the authority being able to handle the situation on her
No,
behalf?
I don't think it has to be. Like I said, training. Honestly, training. There are several ways to, they'll say if you want to go to the market, you can walk, you can fly, you can use Okada,
As long as she
you
gets
can
there.
use train, you can drive, but at the end of the day,
Just get to
we're
the market.
getting to the market. She would leave the aircraft and go into the airport, the building, before she goes out of the building and takes the transport to wherever she's going to. The security people you called, where are they coming from? That same building. It's common sense. Well, they say common sense is not so
It's
common.
brand sense. Now, can we look at it this way? After this whole incident, Ibom Air was quick to issue a release, and that was like a spark for further statement. The Minister of Aviation, Festus Keyamo, released a statement. At the moment, the NCAA has placed a live ban, as a flying ban, on this lady. The airline operators of Nigeria, those
I've
that
also banned
have
her.
also banned her. So now, on the side of the brand now, which is Ibom Air, what do you think will be the implication on anyone who is just watching now and just feel okay?
Implication as well,
Implication.
whether people will fly Ibom Air or
Yes,
not.
what do you think is going to be the
People will
implication?
fly Ibom Air, leave that thing. Nigerians were very quick to forget. Tomorrow now, one incident to happen, we'll forget that one. Like I said, they want to use that too. Because, like we all know, Kwam 1 happened just before this and he wasn't banned. But like I said, I don't want to dwell into that. Now, the truth is, and I always say to anybody, if you make a decision, be ready for the consequences. Every decision, good or bad, has a consequence. So anyone you take with your full chest, you bear the consequence. This is the consequence she has found herself. Whether it is fair, whether it is not fair, we don't know. Now, in releasing statements, I'm not going to fault Ibom L. They had, in fact, kudos to them for sharply releasing the statement, because don't forget, like Bolu said, we don't have the full story. What happened from Uyo? Nobody videoed it. But because of what happened from Uyo to Lagos, people were now alert to video the Lagos one. But we don't know what happened from Uyo. Ibom has released a statement, and that has directed the narrative. Because in their statement, that's when they told us what happened from Uyo to Lagos. So they were able to what? Control the narrative and tell us that this girl was troublesome from Uyo. If they did not release that statement, we will all be probably supporting the girl and saying, why would you treat her that way? However, we are not even supporting anybody. That's the truth.
Okay.
And that video should not have been released.
Okay.
Please.
All right, you're still on to brand sense, and we're looking at the matters arising bordering on Ibom Airline versus Comfort Emanson. There are still some other questions that we really have to look at, particularly on the statement released by the Minister of Aviation that the video that was released, the clips that was released, that they should investigate and find out who actually released that video. But let's go for this break. When we return, I'll return to Bolu so she can take it from there. It's the brand says we're back after this time out. All right, welcome back. You're still on to Brand Sense, and the show is beaming searchlight on what happened from Uyo to Lagos, the case of Comfort Emanson versus Ibom Air. Before we went on that break, I did raise the very vital part, which is that the video which was released got the attention of the Minister of Aviation, Festus Keyamo, and he said that they should investigate the person who did that video, and the person should be sanctioned. That such video. Now, it's raising two sides. Should video not be done, or when it's done, it should be kept as evidence or exhibits, or what do you call it? So, now, Bolu, from the perspective of public relations, because even the Minister of Aviation said that staff need to be trained on public relations, how to handle issues. Now, as far as that is concerned, the statement credited to the Minister of Aviation, should such a person, if that video was not available, would there be something to talk about? So should such a person be sanctioned? Would that be in the interest of the reputation of Ibom Air? Would it help, or would that, what ripple effect would that create going forward in managing issues?
Okay. So for the video, there's one thing I want to say. So for Nigerians recently, I don't know if it's recently or over the years or this past few years. Over the years, we've developed this attitude of once there's an incident, everybody carries their phone. You want to be the first person to report a news. All of us have become influencers. I want to tell you, all of us right now. It's not only people that work in TVC. Right now, everybody has become a reporter. You want to be the first person to break a news. Oh my God, this thing happened.
And I was there.
I was there live. Ask me the question. I want to use it to gather followers. I want to use it to gather likes. And this is very, very, very wrong. Now, you made a video. There's an incident. I don't know if you saw where they were dragging her, and somebody, I don't know, allegedly, one of the staffs pulled her clothes, and she was not, we saw that.
We saw it.
And you had the audacity to still be making a video. To what extent? And I'm sure whoever is making that video is probably a staff.
Because Ibom Air they've debunked that they are not associated with that.
Oh please. Oh please.
Yeah, but really, if you look at that scene very well, what we had there was not just the staff of
Ibom Air,
even the
airport
authorities were there. So that
what I would like to say is, in this day of like you said, everybody wanting to record, people want to be the first. I know there was a time, if you remember, who remembers Silhouette Challenge?
Yeah,
Silhouette Challenge. They were naked now, but we're not seeing anything. You could have blurred it. You could have covered that part
Thank you.
before you release the video.
Thank you.
But the fact that you had the mind to, I think it was intentional.
I think they wanted to embarrass her. I think it was intentional. Even whoever pulled her clothes, had the intention to embarrass her.
And I don't think it's fair. She had her issues.
Yes.
No doubt. But there's a limit. Kilo day now.
Okay.
And it still boils down to training. Sorry, it still boils down to training. It still boils down to, I mean, you are an air hostess. There are trainings that you've gone through. You know, I said it earlier. People management. You interact with people every day. There is no way in one of those trainings they never taught you about how to deal with difficult people. You have difficult passengers, clients. I mean, I still go back. What if that was a terrorist? I don't know. I just want to ask that question to the audience.
But wait, the Bible says if they slap you on this cheek, turn the other cheek.
Why did that air hostess not turn the other cheek?
You don't know whether she's not a Christian, whether she does not even read that side of the Bible.
We sure don't know, but
then just the penultimate question now.
Finally, I hope this is final question.
Second to the last. Which is I'll just wrap things up now. Which is that we're dwelling more on the mannerism of the air hostess, whether the issue was well managed. But at the time they got to Lagos, there were other
airport authorities.
Now, does that raise a very vital point that how security operatives or airport security, how they manage situation also needs to be looked into? Do you think that it was well managed? Because it took a lot of time before they could arrest the situation.
I would honestly give it to them. Watch that video well. I would honestly give it to them because they kept trying to talk to her. In all honesty, it was a long time. They have patience. So yes, as much
was that patience necessary at that moment?
Yes. Now I think they were trying to de-escalate the situation. They kept trying to talk to her, but she was already upset from the embarrassing moment of being dragged down from the plane. So I think they were trying to appeal to her to enter the bus. But because if you listen to her words, if I heard correctly, she said, an air hostess did this to me or something, something in that line. Yeah. So she was upset about that situation of being dragged down from the plane. So maybe that's why she didn't enter the bus. Okay. That's what I feel. So they were trying to de-escalate, calm her down and talk to her. But again, her temper got the better of her. She slapped somebody on the ground. She almost threw her bag at someone. So all that, again, made them bundle her.
Guys, we cannot actually unpack all. But just a takeaway. What lesson should brands learn from this going forward? I'll take your response. Okay, let me take Bolu's on first.
Bolu.
Then I'll come to you.
Please, maybe I'll copy from you.
Okay. So what lessons should brands learn? Always be prepared for anything, everything. Always be prepared. Have measures should be put in place just in case. I mean, one would expect that, like you said, training. One would expect that these air hostess, they've been properly trained, properly drilled to be able to handle issues like this. Measures should be put in place. When we have issues like this, when we have issues with passengers who refuse to turn off their phones, how do we deal with it? Mm-hmm. Do we manage them until we get to our destination, then calmly handle or hand over them to the airport security? Is that what we do? Then you should follow through. Measures should be put in place to handle situations like this.
Fantastic. Okay, take away.
Thank you, Bolu, for that. I'm going to take it from another angle. Like I said, I watch a lot of Ibom movies. I know that on flights abroad, I don't know, movies I watch, there's always an air marshal that is a security person on the cover. And most times, that's the person that handles whatever situations or escalations, on board. So that's one. Do we have that in Nigeria? I don't know. Now, we've talked of training, but I think what brands should learn from this is let's say, assuming this lady was a mystery shopper. I don't know if you've ever, I know we've done it for a brand. It was an FMCG brand, a beverage, where we were going into restaurants and causing trouble
Just a little
to
distraction
see
or
how they
disruption.
will handle it. Brands used to do it then. Mystery shopping. Or, I'm trying to remember the name. Please, if anybody remembers the name, write it on the comments. Assuming that this lady was an on yeah, I watch a lot of TV again. There's this program called Undercover CEO, where the CEO of a company goes undercover, maybe as a cleaner in his hotel or in his establishment,
Yeah,
just to see, assuming she was an undercover, just to see how
they will
they
handle
will
it.
handle the situation. And this is what,
Maybe even clearly positioned by even the brand to
that's
see
what I'm
how the air hostess would
saying.
handle
So
such.
for me, it's not just training. Even when they do fire training, sometimes there are some fire trainings that there's no fire, but they'll actually sound the fire alarm to see if people have
Yeah,
been
dreams. Yeah,
drills, the fire drills. Thank you. So I think simulations, not just train of people sit down and you theorize it, but
practical.
actual practical simulations should be done. That's what brands should take away from this, because you never know. So you're not just getting ready and simulation so that people can
Okay,
practicalize.
practicalize it, and
Variety.
that takes us to the end of this episode of Branches. I must say huge thanks again for coming on the
Thank
show,
you for having me again.
and thank you so much, Bolo. It's a lot of carry away. This one is beyond takeaway. I hope you've had a lot to learn and to unlearn and relearn. My name is Daniel. People call me Coach Daniel. See you some other time on Branches. Bye.
Bye bye.